Guys? Got a cool one to show off. I got knocked out pretty quick. It's been a busy weekend, but was able to get another one knocked out. This is a custom build from my buddy Pat. This is his first watch. He wanted drab. He wanted a drab dial. He wanted bead blasting. So we've got a really cool one. So this is a laser etched dial, and what we did was we lasered it out so that the pips around it would be raised. So typically we do it the other direction, that the pips themselves are just done on there and everything else is raised. But in order, I wanted a different look to it. So this is actually a laser dial, and in different lights you can actually see the lasering in there. And man, I need to pull up my this burlap sack doesn't do well for dust. We got it? Do we have it? Do we have it? Maybe. Thinking we do. I do have canned air here as well. So we have the full dial lasered out, and then he went back through with some drab cerakote and then sanded it down. We did a bead blasted case, bead blasted crown, and then did a dual bead blasted diver insert. So bead blasted it and then filled it in with cerakote and then sanded it. And then the crown is bead blasted, the clasp is bead blasted, no engravings on those. Low profile exhibition caseback, a stainless steel movement holder in there, and a gilded rotor for the automatic movement. And then this is the first time I've used these hands from my buddy Yuri. They are more of they're not black, but they're not silver. So they're a good looking gray color. And I thought, these are perfect for this watch. So, and then a custom painted second hand. It's done in black with a drab green painted. So what that means is at nighttime, when you get your loom going, you don't have any loom coming from your second hand. So that's just painted. It's kind of ghosted in there. I thought it looked kind of cool, and it went with it really well. Anything like silver was bright silver. So I thought, you know what, black looks really good on there. So bezel, unidirectional bezel. It doesn't come out to the end, so you shouldn't bump it too much. But it will go left, it will go right. This is a new style bezel. Normally I can get these on pretty tight, but I went to get this on, and I snapped it on, and I could not get it back off because I wanted to take it back off and bend the tension rings a little bit to put a little bit more tension in there. I like them a little more tighter than this, but I physically can't get it back off. So noted for next time I use one. So this is held on with a brass tension ring, and it is on there. It is not coming off. I tried to spin it in different spots and wedging it, and I could not get it to wedge off there. Also, side note on this is I went back through on this and hit it with the Dremel going around here to polish up the little coin on the side to take the drab green off, because this was cerakoted in drab green and then put back on, and then sanded around the edges, but on the face edges. So I went back around and did it on the outsides here to give it kind of a cool look to it. So that is your build. I hope you love it, man. The wife loves it. It came out pretty awesome. This is bead blasted, but this was brushed. This was also brushed. So if you ever get anything on there, you can do one of two things. You can try and clean it off with some gun oil. You can also try to, if you use a Scotch-Brite and just use the green side, you can brush anything in. But it will give it a little bit different of a look, because some of the stuff is brushed and then bead blasted over it. But gun oil is your friend, especially when you come into this. I checked this out. and I didn't get any kind of grindy, because sometimes when you're using that medium, the glass beads, you'll get some of these locked up a little bit because they got in between. And this was actually done pretty well. There's a little bit of one. That's not terrible. That's back out. And then you wanted some extra links. And I got 5 extra links for you in a little packet if you need to add them in. Just find the side where you need to pop them out. If you notice, one side is flat. Is it not going to zoom in? Is it not going to? I'm not sure what it's doing here. Okay, now you can see it. So that's the side. It might look like a little flathead. It's not. You're going to put your tool in on this side, push them out that way, feed them back through this direction. That's how that works. And as you tap it down, it goes flat on this side, but it's still a little bit recessed on this side because that's the side that you will dig down into and push through. So came out pretty awesome, as with every build. Oh, I referenced on the bezel. We'll go left or we'll go right. This is an automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder, but if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, make sure you wind it just a little bit. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. At that point, you can wind. And a wind is a turn that way, clockwise. If you turn it towards you, it doesn't do anything other than click. But it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and just go back and forth. Now, if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you will keep time throughout the day. That mixed with your rotor movement. If you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, you're going to max out that 31+ hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. You can wind it all day. And when you're comfortable with your winding, pull it to the one and only click, and you can now set your time. Now you'll notice you do not have a hacking movement. It's going to keep going. You'll also notice you got a wobble crown. That deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and pulling on it, it is just rolling with it, not putting any adverse pressure on the movement or the stem. Okay, Google, what time is it?
5:30 p.m.
5:30 p.m. When you're good, push it over, take it out of that time setting, and wind it down. And that is your build. I thought it came out pretty freaking awesome. So, as with every build, you're going to get matching beads, entirely up to you whether you wear those or not. You're also going to get this. I didn't have a silver one. I'm waiting on boxes to come in, so you're going to have a nice brown BBW special edition box. It's going to come with watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts. This watch as a whole, non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue, and then some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon. It's for your acrylic glass. You can scratch it, but if you do, put a tiny bit of this on it, buff against that using your included microfiber, the one that I opened up, that your watch will be wrapped in, and then buff against that scratch, not with it, filling that scratch, and then polish it out, and your glass will be good as new. So that's your build, sir. I hope you love it, man. I thought it came out pretty awesome. I haven't got to do bead blasting too often, and just the color of it, I love it. And the dial I thought came out pretty awesome. You can actually see the lines through it where the laser's going back and forth. You can kind of see some lining in there. Even through the cerakote. I think it looks really awesome, very unique. And yeah, there's your watch, man. So I hope you love it. I appreciate your support. And if you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, so I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.